Good afternoon, students. Today our topic is The Harp of India by Henry Louis Vivian Derozio. In my last presentation, I tried to give you some idea about the biography of Derozio. So today we are going to deal with the poetry itself. So before I start, I would like to say something. I think you are hearing a lot of noise behind me. There are a lot of things going on in my house. People are doing their usual works, so please excuse me for any sort of disturbance like that. So what do we have here? Let us focus on this. That this is the text we are having here. So I'm using a particular website, and you can see the name of that website is marcywrites.in. So you can check this website, and I think it's good because it's useful also and provides necessary informations. So here it is. It is basically a sonnet. As you can see, you have 14 lines. The entire structure, it is divided into two sections, octave and sestet. We'll come to that also. But first we need to know that what is all about, what we have in this poetry. What does Derozio want to say in this poetry? So we have a very short summary over here. You can go through this one. The poem actually mourns India's loss of freedom to the British and hopes it would regain its past glory. This is the main theme, this is the main concept we are having here. But it doesn't describe it directly, rather it's using the symbol of harp. So harp is basically simply a musical stringed instrument. It's like Veena, which we have in the hand of goddess Saraswati. The Derozio uses to represent as India's loss of art and literature. That particular harp itself represents India's art and literature, because itself, Veena or harp, it represents the cultural aspect of any society. Now the harp is left unplayed, nobody is playing it right now because the strings are broken, as per the poetry says. We'll come to that also, in that text also. Even there is a breeze that touches the instrument, it has no motion. That means the instrument is not functional as it should be. It is producing no sound, but nobody is playing it. The ultimate use of an instrument is lost. So what happens when we do not use a particular thing for a long time? It doesn't perform well. High chances are there it will be damaged or things will be broken inside. The same thing happens with this. This is out and out symbolic. I told you that harp itself represents India and its culture and art and literature, which is unexplored, which is not utilized for a very long time. So the ultimate use of an instrument is lost. There is no sound from it. The instrument has been used by several poets in the past. Previously we have a very long heritage. We have a very rich heritage where we have seen talented poets who successfully represented the concept of India. There are statues abandoned in a desert. The poet have become famous using the harp in the past. The thing is, this particular harp, which was used by the earlier poets, they made them famous for their works, for their creation. But right now, nobody is using it. The fame still exists through their artwork or rather poem, like fresh flowers that blooms in the poet's grave. So the fame still exists, but nobody is creating something new. We are taking pride of those poets who created something, who created poem, who created songs, or anything which they contributed in their literature. They are famous for that. But presently nobody is using it. Nobody wished to write like those poets. So it has been abandoned. The fame is there, it's okay. Like the fresh flowers that bloom in the poet's grave. Fresh flowers blooming on the poet's grave. That means the poet doesn't exist anymore. But fresh flowers are growing over his grave. So Derozio ends the poem exclaiming that the one with the skill should awaken the musician and choose him to do the job. So there has been a proposition that says that one who has the skill should restart or reuse the harp and create something new. So this is the summary of the poem, the glimpse of the poem. It is written in Petrarchan sonnet. You can see over it is clearly mentioned as a Petrarchan sonnet. A poem consisting of 14 lines as it is. Petrarchan sonnets consist of octave and sestet. I told you earlier that the entire poetry is divided into two sections. And yes, it is written in first person point of view. That is something very interesting. So first person point of view. Rhyme scheme has been mentioned over there. A B, first four line, B C, then D C D, C B B. So it is pretty. The poem is pretty straightforward and elegant also. It mainly uses symbol. The harp represents India's poets and culture, tradition, art and literature. So many things are represented by the use of harp. And loss of these elements in India forms the outline of the poem. This is the reason, because the harp is there but it is not active anymore. That's why the poem exists. Mainly two parts are there. The octave describes the abandoned harp. This is a metaphor, loss of art or literature. The sestet describes the poet's art and how the fame exists even after the death of artwork's author. Yes, maybe the harp is not playable, or rather is not functional, but it still symbolizes the artworks of the author. And there is also a political background. It was written in the 19th century and it reflects the idea of colonization, which is reflected in the India's literary work also. So let us try to figure out what we have here. So let us have a look to the text. So here it is. Why hangst thou lonely on yon withered bough? Unstrung forever must thou there remain. So why hangst you? Hangst you. Thou means you. Lonely on yon withered bough. Unstrung forever must you there remain. Thou means you. So you have this analysis over here. So what it is? Why do you hang on a broken branch? The word thou refers to the harp. Thou means again you means harp. The unstrung means the harp hasn't been playing, possibly because the strings are broken. Should the harp remain like that? He asks this. The first two lines creates a sense of sadness. Obviously, something which was active earlier, right now it has been inactive. The harp refers to the art that is not being used or created. So the poet questions if the culture or art should remain like this. Thy music, the next part is, thy music once was sweet, who hears it now? Why doth the breeze sigh over thee in vain? This is probably line number 3 and 4. So here it is, thy music to thee in vain. In this 4 line, you can see at least 3 questions are there. 3 interrogations are there. So we will continue like this. The music on the sounds produced by the harp was once very melodious. But now, since nobody plays it, nobody hears the sound. It's obvious, no? If you are not playing any instrument, nobody can hear the sound from it. Even the winds can steer music with harp and is useless. The winds, through those winds which are passing through, it cannot play any sound, no matter how fast it is or how strong the wind is. Silence hath bound thee with her fatal chain. Neglected, mute and desolated art thou. The harp is silenced because it is not operable anymore, functional anymore. It doesn't produce any music or sound. And that makes the harp close to being dead, as it defeats the purpose of an instrument. It is abandoned and dumb and cannot make music. Any faulty, instrument, they cannot play sound. And that's true. Like ruined monument on desert plain, oh many a hand more worthy for than mine. Harp is compared here like a ruined statue on a desert. It's useless. There were many poets better than the narrator. The word hand refers to the other talented poet. The hand, which has been referred to this particular line, a hand more worthy than mine, means there were many worthy hands or more talented people than the poet himself. Once thy harmonious chords to sweetness gave, and many a wraith for them did fame in time. When the harp did make melodious music and entertained, it gave fame to the poets. That means when other people played it, they become famous while playing this instrument, or when they try their talent over there. The word wraith suggests that the poet are dead. Wraith means, when we show our respect to the dead and we provide flowers to their graves or their dead bodies. Wraith, it suggests that the posts, or rather the poets are dead. There is a mistake, I guess. These posts are dead. This should not be post. This should be poet. This should be poet. Instead of that, it is referred as post. Anyway, also refers to the flowers on the poet's grave. A flower still blooming on the minstrel's grave, those hands are cold, but if thy notes divine. Now it is true that flowers are still blooming on the poet's grave. The poets are still enjoying their fame, which they deserve because of their creation. Now the poets are not living anymore, they are dead already, but their creation, through their creation they are alive, and their creation makes them famous. Flower can also be compared of fame. That's why flower has been compared to fame. Even when the poets remain dead, the artwork they produced is celebrated even after the death of poets. That's it. That's very common. Poets live in their creation, isn't it? The same thing happens here, and that makes them immortal. Yeah, their mortal remains, their mortal body is perished, but their works are like immortal. Please ignore any background noise. Try to understand. I am in a home. I am not in a studio. Please try to understand and please cooperate with that. So the flowers refers to here the fame which they achieved due to their creation. Maybe mortal wakened once again, harp of my country, let me strike the string. Let the harp be played again to revive art and literature again, and let him, the narrator, be the one to begin it. So he wants to play, he wants to have that harp played again. He wants new hands, he wants new talented poets to play that harp again, to create something new, to revive art and literature which is long lost, which has been not practiced. So he's looking forward for that. He's looking for some new fresh blood in that, so that people may create something new and they may utilize that particular instrument, harp. In other words, the art and literature, the long heritage we have, so we may do some justice to our heritage, and they can give some new things, they can add some new thing to our art and literature again. The narrator be the one to begin it. So the narrator is trying to do that again. Now the literary devices we can see over here is personification, simile and synecdoche. Throughout the poem, harp is personified. Obviously you can see that it is given importance as if it is like in living being. You know that personification means that some living attribution on any inanimate object. So that is personification. So it perhaps enhances the value of art in India. True. And words like, you have these words thou and her are used to personify the harp. Apart from that, harp is personified. It's okay, harp is personified, but with this there are words like thou and her which also personify the harp. Simile is used in the poem like ruined monument on desert, direct comparison between two unallied object. So harp is compared directly with ruined monument or on desert plain. Simile compares the broken harp to an abandoned statue in the desert. That's why it is simile. Synecdoche is used here. Hand refers to the poets. In synecdoche we say 10 hands we need in this project. 10 hands means 5 people, or whoever uh, whoever does this, whoever committed this, he has a sharp brain. A brain represents a human being, so part for the whole. So these are the things we are having here. So I hope you may enjoy this poetry in your when you read this one. I tried my level best to explain the things before you, and I'm looking forward to meet you over a Google meeting soon after this presentation is uploaded. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel and help my channel to grow. Thank you.